Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Sheet Radio NXT No Mercy Post-Show Rewind. It is September the 1st, 2024. I am Tyler, the Pro Wrestling Hipster, rolling solo tonight. It's just me and Molly Holly, the Chihuahua, here with you this evening. But we are here to talk about and break down tonight's NXT PLE. Never going to get used to saying PLE over pay-per-view. I'm still paying to view it. Neither here nor there. Not here to discuss delineations of naming events. But before we do get into the show's proceedings tonight, I do need to give that so familiar and needed shout out to our partner on the interwebs, comicbookclick.com. That is comicbookclick.com/dirtsheetradio for all of your pop culture, comic book, professional wrestling, and entertainment needs, all in one convenient place. Check it out, make it your homepage, look at it multiple times a day, just like I do, not because I'm legally obligated to do so, but because I genuinely love it. And hey, while you're over there, check out our sponsor, NordVPN, where if you sign up for 1 full year of NordVPN service, you will get 72% off that first month. If you sign up for that full year, go do it, check it out. Not right now. Wait until after we're done telling you about the show tonight. But yeah, guys, it was a hell of an event this evening. NXT put on live from Denver, Colorado. 6-match card. And for those of you keeping count of these sorts of things, that is one more match than was featured yesterday at the Bash in Berlin. How about that? Developmental getting a little more action on the show than the guys and gals up on the main roster. But y'all, tonight's main event featured your NXT champion, All Ego Ethan Page, taking on TNA's Joe Hendry with special guest referee Trick Williams. This was a really solid main event. You know, every once in a while you hear, us on here or other people elsewhere perhaps even, mention that WWE main event style. This match is really kind of the epitome of that style. The pacing, the storytelling, the booking of it, the finish itself, all of it was that main event WWE style. And I can guarantee you that this evening, upper management was watching this match very, very closely. There was a lot to be done and a lot to be shown. When it was all said and done, All Ego Ethan Page was able to squeak out that win in just about 15 minutes and 7 seconds. I think that was relatively predictable that Page is going to pick up the win here tonight. As cool as it would have been to see a non-WWE contracted wrestler pick up WWE gold, it wasn't really in the cards tonight. But pretty good storytelling here. There was, of course, some underhanded heel work from All Ego. Ended up landing a low blow before that finals Ego's edge to get the win here. Ref bumps galore. I thought for a moment they were going to go for the dusty finish. Didn't quite go that way. But they never do that. They never go for the dusty finish anymore. But yeah, like I said, solid main event. And after the match, as NXT was going off the air, Pete Dunne jumping Trick Williams from behind, brutally attacking him. And they do have a match coming up this Tuesday night. So looks like the Bruiserweight's trying to soften up Trick Williams there with that attack. But yeah, so, set up a little something for Tuesday night heading off the air. Yeah, not the kind of main event that really sends the crowd home happy. That's for sure. But, hey, not everything is, rainbows and, puppy dogs and, sausages. So it can't always be that way. Still, though, really great main event. Great work from everyone involved. Everyone played their parts perfectly. You're going to hear me say this a few times tonight. If you haven't checked it out and you're just watching the rewind here, make sure you go check it out after that. But yeah, so that's the main event in a nutshell there. So I'm going to go ahead and hop us around to the start of tonight's show. As I stated, NXT this evening came from Denver, Colorado in the Ball Arena, the same venue that Raw will be coming to live tomorrow night. Hey, Randy, thanks for tuning in, man. But the show opened with the kind of standard video pay-per-view package. Very well done, as always. Real quick, so I want to point out, when they started the pre-show, I don't know how many of you guys watched the pre-show. I do if I can. I don't always, have the time for it. But if you can do it, sorry, I had to throw a cat off the couch there, making a mess. But if you have the time to, if I have time, I do. But when they went live with the pre-show today, the little live thing up in the corner said that they were still in Germany. And very quickly, the announcer stated that, no, it's Denver, Colorado, not Germany. But they were in Denver, Colorado tonight. And our opening match was for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Chase University, Andre Chase and Rich Holland, defending against Axiom and Nathan Frazer. People called them Fraxiom, by the way, tonight on air. So I'm calling them Fraxiom going forward. So they were defending against Fraxiom. I'm saddened by this. Now, here's the thing. This match was absolutely phenomenal. I swear, anytime it's a PLE, Andre Chase is just going to absolutely open it up and just kick it into full throttle. I said this the last time we did this. I'm just woefully ignorant of his in-ring game. And I regret not knowing more about him prior to things like this. But great match, great action, hell of an opener, fast pace, hard hitting. But when it was all said and done, my Chase U boys, they couldn't hold on to those championships. Fraxiom, Axiom and Nathan Frazer picking up and reclaiming the NXT Tag Team Championships in 13 minutes and 31 seconds. That's not where it is. That's not the full story here. They were happy. They won. They went along their business. But Rich Holland took the loss not so well. He's Rich Holland. And, as they say, a snake's going to bite you and a scorpion's going to sting you. And that's exactly what Rich did here. Showing his true colors finally. This hideous, despicable turncoat just completely decimates his Chase U teammates, former Chase U teammates. You knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen eventually. Rich Holland was not to be trusted. I knew it. You knew it. Everybody out there watching knew it. And it came to a head tonight. Ridge, again, showing his true self and just beating the ever-loving shit out of everyone else in Chase U, except for Thea Hale. He did not hurt Thea Hale. I should specify there. He's despicable. He's awful. But, even Ridge wouldn't harm Thea. So Thea's safe, but no one else in Chase U is. And poor Andre, he got carted out in the old ambulance, as it would be. So rough night for Chase U, losing the championship and getting the ever-loving snot kicked out of you by your former friend, Rich Holland. Rich Holland, once again, lone wolf, by himself, no friends. Despicable. I hate your guts, Rich. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. But moving on. We had a little quick show of Jaida Parker and Roxanne Perez arriving at the venue, obviously not together, separately, kind of plugging their match to happen later this evening. But up next, after a cool hype package, kind of catching everyone up on what was going on between Wes Lee and Zachary Wentz, we had the only non-title match this evening, and the biggest grudge on the card, though. Zachary Wentz, the TNA X Division champion, Zachary Wentz, taking on Wes Lee one-on-one. Jesus, what a barn burner. This was a fantastic match, and I think everyone expected it to be. I think a lot of people looking at the card on paper saw this and thought, hey, this could absolutely be match of the night, and definitely contender. This was just a emotional ride from start to finish. It had everything that, personally, and this is all opinion, guys, but it had everything that I think makes a wrestling match great. It had just so much emotion. It had fantastic action, and it was satisfying. The referee, I gotta say, and they made point of mentioning this on the commentary quite a bit, but the referee really did allow a lot. They talk about referee discretion here, and he kind of looked the other. I'm not going to say look the other way, but he allowed a lot to happen outside the ring here. I don't think he was going to let Wes swing that chair, but right when Wes was about to do it, Trey Miguel grabs that chair and saves his buddy, Zachary Wentz, and it was beautiful. It was an absolutely wonderful moment. Zach Wentz gets the win here, I think, surprisingly. I personally, I don't know, for those of you that tuned in to CJ and Tyler's Level Up adventure earlier this afternoon, he and I both had Wes winning this match. But hey, I'm not mad. I'm mad that I was so wrong with a few of my picks this evening, but I'm not mad at the outcome of this. It was a great moment. And hey, this is not the last that we're going to see of the Rascals in NXT. They are going to be in a triple threat tag team match, #1 contenders match, coming up Tuesday night. But fantastic match. Again, guys, if you did not watch the show live, go back and check it out. Just thrill ride of a match. Wonderful action. And again, just emotional, great feeling. Good feeling at the end of a match. Every once in a while, like the show didn't end on that high emotional good feeling for the fans, but this one did. So solid work all around. And again, go check it out if you have not. Thanks, Mac. Shucks, man. That's going to get me all blushing live on the air, which is actually kind of warm in here, so that might really be more just, the fact that I'm like kind of chunky and it's like 73 degrees in here, which most people probably wouldn't even think is that warm, but it is. And I, dress in layers, it's... But moving forward through the show, we had a quick social media video through Instagram. Hank and Tank were talking about the tag team division and talking about their desire to pursue tag team gold, and they will also be in that triple threat match for the #1 contender spot for the tag team championship. So there's a lot. Always glad to see Hank and Tank. Never going to be sad to see Hank and Tank. I need more Hank and Tank on my television screen. So looking forward to Tuesday getting some more Hank and Tank. Still in the backstage realm, before our next match, we had Hendry prepping for the main event. And Trick Williams approached him, and he assured Joe that he would be calling that match straight down the middle. Anytime I hear a wrestler say that, I just always think of Shawn Michaels, and I can't help it, guys. It's my age. It's when I came into wrestling, but call it straight down the middle. Like every time, that's how I'm going to hear it. And Joe Hendry assured Trick that when he wins, he'll be giving him the first shot. And unfortunately, that didn't work out that way for Joe or Trick. But moving on to our next match, Kelani Jordan, the North American champion, defending her title against Wendy Choo, the nightmarish Wendy Choo. Solid match here. We talk a lot about Kelani Jordan and her kind of bumpy road that she's had as the inaugural women's North American champion. And this was a pretty solid showing here. We've said multiple times, generally her best match is the one with Sol Ruca from Heatwave. And, very similar styles, very close friendship there. They worked very, very well together. This was probably, I think, her second best. There were a couple little clunky spots. There was a spot where actually Wendy slipped off the top rope, a little scary, actually. But they recovered well from that. And that's part of the learning process of being a wrestler, is learning to recover from those mistakes or kind of trip ups. But the match ended up being, I think, pretty solid. Kelani did retain the North American Championship in 13 minutes and 15 seconds after her split-legged moonsault. Actually, she hit a flatliner, then a 450 splash, and then a split-legged moonsault. So pretty quick, succinct triple hit there for the finish. Like I said, so pretty good. Not a whole lot to really talk about here. Like I said, they worked a pretty quick TV program. The title shot kind of came out of nowhere, in my opinion. But after the match, Wendy Choo was trying to collect herself in defeat and sneaking up from behind. The also quite creepy and spooky. Tatum Paxley holding the doll back there. I think that was of herself this week. And she choked out Wendy Choo, paying her back the favor for doing so. Same to her just a couple weeks ago on NXT. So clearly there's something still going on between Wendy Choo and Tatum Gotham Mom Tatum. I love Tatum Paxley's character. I think she plays it so well. I just want her and Wendy Choo to be friends. That's all I want. Like, they can be one hellacious tag team, but, maybe they need to fight first and get that out of the way and kind of get out of their system. And, maybe then they can be buddies after that. That'd be fantastic. But regardless, I'm looking forward to what they do with the two of them heading forward. So after that, we had a quick Jaida Parker hype segment, getting ready for her match with Roxanne Perez later this evening. They also showed some footage of Andre Chase being loaded into that ambulance, and Thea Hale rode to the hospital with him. Rich Holland was on his way out of the building, and Sarah Schreiber caught up with him, attempting to get some information from him, wanting to know why he did what he did to Chase U this evening, and he just smirked and walked away. Bastard. I'm going to collect myself on that. Move on. Sorry, guys. Fucking Rich Holland. After that, though, we had the Men's North American Championship match. Oba Femi, the ruler, Oba Femi, taking on the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo. Great showing here from Tony D. With Oba, I expect solid big man work out of Oba. Oba's just developing at such a quick rate in NXT. I'm glad they're not rushing him to the main roster. I've said this a dozen times, but if VKM were still in charge up there, he'd have pulled Oba up already. He'd already be up there. But fantastic match here. Tony D'Angelo, like I said, great showing. Obviously, he was not going to beat Oba Femi for the North American Championship, but he looked good and lost. Oba, gave a good bit of offense up to him. Tony D hit hard, hit quick, and he's also come along very, very well, I think. And he's really started to catch up in ring to what he's able to do character-wise, which I think is fantastic for him. But damn, Oba Femi is just an absolute monster. I can't say enough good things about him. His ring presence, the psychology that he is already learning and adapting and adopting to use in the ring. Just the man's just a megastar. He is just an absolute megastar in the making, and he's going to do great things in wrestling for years and years to come, without question. But moving on from Oba's, again, fantastic. They did, Mac. They absolutely did, which is what you'd expect. That's what you want. And I'm trying to think of who they're going to really throw against Oba Femi next. Because, they're starting to run out of really big dudes to toss his way. He's running through them, but I'm sure they'll find somebody for him to work. Like, again, whenever Ivar is healthy, I'd like to see him tie up that loose end. But, that's kind of for the future, if and hopefully when Ivar is healthy and ready to roll again. All right, so back in the backstage, Trick Williams walked up to Ethan Page to again let him know that he was going to call it just right down the old middle there. Page told him that was a bigger joke than Trick being champion. Just pretty rude, quite frankly. But hey, I mean, ego's a heel. He's not going to say nice things or do nice things. He's a dick, and he's very good at it too. But Williams then told All Ego that if he doesn't abide by the rules, he just might have to whoop that Trick. After that, Sarah Schreiber caught up with Zach Wentz and Trey Miguel backstage, and they were much nicer than Rich Holland. It did not smirk and walk away, but they were in a pretty good mood here. And they were victorious tonight and celebrating that, and talking about how they've got their brotherhood and that's unbreakable. And the tag titles are back on Fraxium, and Fraxium beat MSK, but they haven't beat the Rascals. So the Rascals, as said earlier, will be in that triple threat tag team match to determine the number one contenders for the tag team titles, taking place this Tuesday night live on NXT. But yeah, so solid work there. I'm happy that they're going to get more time on NXT television. And again, it's pretty cool that Zach Wentz has the X Division title. Oh my God, I forgot to mention this line that Vic Joseph had on commentary this evening during the Zach Wentz and Wes Lee match. At one point, Wes struck Zach very, very hard, and Vic Joseph shouted, "He hit Zach Wentz so hard that when he wakes up, he's going to think his name is Carter," which Vic Joseph just can't help his damn self. Fantastic. But guys, the next match on the card and the last match I will be discussing here and covering this evening. I agree with that, Mac. I agree with that. That's, Oba is definitely, despite them trying to frame him as a heel, he's getting a face reaction, getting a face pop. Who doesn't want to cheer an absolute badass beast that's just beating the hell out of people, right? That would be a really good pairing. I like that a lot. Also, it means that Rich Holland loses a match, which I also like a lot. So let's roll with that. But next up on the card, one of the matches I was most looking forward to tonight, Jaida Parker getting her shot against the women's NXT champion, Roxanne Perez. I said this a lot tonight, guys, and I apologize for sounding a bit like a broken record. And for our young viewers, records were those final round things to spin. But damn, what a fantastic match, and what a great showing from both women here tonight. Roxanne Perez, again, I think predictably, but not that predictably is a bad thing, but predictably picks up the win and retains her championship in 14 minutes and 50 seconds. Again, great match. Both women left it all in the ring. You talk about athletes in the WWE that have come such a long way in such a short amount of time. Jaida fucking Parker. 2 years. 2 years she has been in this company, and really in about 1 year that she's been wrestling on television through Level Up and NXT proper. Just skyrocketing here. And it's definitely a unique style of offense for sure. I mean, you got to use what you got. The natural gifts given to you by the good Lord above.
It reminds me of Toni Storm before the timeless gimmick. She would do a lot of
a lot of ass-based maneuvers.
Offense. Naomi does some too.
Yeah.
You use what you got.
Yeah, exactly. But it oddly enough, a lot of that ass-based maneuver was pioneered by Goldust. If you recall, I think Goldust flat out did the rear view. They were calling it the rear view then, but he walked so they could run. That doesn't really work with the ass thing, though. Anyway, neither here nor there. But yeah, like I was saying, the fantastic match. But Jaida's come such a long way in such a short time. She's got absolutely everything that you want in a professional wrestler. She's got an incredible foundation in the ring. She's got that X factor, the charisma. She's good on the mic. She saved OTM. I don't think OTM would actually still be there if not for her right now. So fantastic. Now, I think that some things could be said here that this match was kind of a means to an end, because there was obviously a large surprise, a somewhat predicted surprise, but a surprise nonetheless after the match. And I will say that with Giulia making her way to NXT tonight, obviously immediately being interjected into that main event title picture with Roxanne Perez. I just hope that Jaida does not fall by the wayside. She really stepped it up here tonight, and she absolutely gave it her all and showed more than she's ever shown as a performer and a wrestler. And I genuinely hope that they have something planned for her that she can, transition to that will still give her, that spotlight and that shine that she so deserves. Now, that being said, Giulia is here. She is in NXT. We heard through the rumor train, the pipeline, that she was finished with her dates in Japan and that she was heading to the United States this weekend. And she did. She's here. She is making her presence known and making her desire for the NXT Women's Championship known. Guys, this is going to be a hell of a program. I am really looking forward to this. It's going to be great. It's going to be so great. I don't really know what else to say. I'm absolutely elated. This is I don't know. I just feel like I just got 1,000 cliches I want to say here. It really is. This is playtime's over for the women's division in NXT. Things are going to get shaken up. There's a new sheriff in town. They're going to learn what Joshi's all about. I don't know, but it's going to be fan-flippin-tastic, guys. I say this an awful lot, but I genuinely feel that NXT has one of, if not the best, women's division in professional wrestling, and it just gets better and better and better every single week. But guys, that brings me back up to tonight's main event. Great show. Like I said, if you did not watch NXT No Mercy live tonight, and you're just checking out the show, which, hey, thank you, by the way. Go check it out when you get the chance. It was a great, tight card. Went just about 3 hours from the 7 o'clock main show start time to the end. Easy to watch, easy to get through, which, hey, it's one of the things that I always love about NXT. Everything flows well. Ziggy, now is not the time. Got a cat singing the song of her people over there. Yeah, Mac, absolutely. I think the heel turn and the heel run was a slow start, but she really found her gear with that and really got in the groove. And I think this heel run's been fantastic. I think I thought for sure she was just a natural born babyface when she came in, Roxy. But she plays heel so well. She plays it so well. It's allowed her to show obviously a whole nother side and just crank up that aggression and that heat, which is important for someone her size. Roxy ain't huge. She's about 5 foot, 5'1". Like she's not a big gal. So being able to show that aggression and prove that you do have the ability to really turn up the violence, it's good. It's good for her. But guys, hell of a card, hell of a show. And before I get into the megastars and jobbers of the night this evening, I would like to give a quick shout out to our sponsor out there, monk.com. They will give you your infusible, smoke, relaxable. It's pretty cool stuff, guys. Go check it out, monk.com. For all of your aromatherapy needs. DSR10 is going to get you 10% off your order there. Sorry, I hit my camera there. It went all Kevin Dunn on me for a second. Sorry about that. Monk.com, DSR10, 10% off. But aromatherapy, make it smell nice, guys. But I'm going to talk about the NXT No Mercy jobber of the night this evening. Guys, this was a hard choice for me because I really feel like everybody did their part. They played their roles to a T. Everyone performed, I think, at or above the standard expected of an NXT PLE. And honestly, that standard in my mind is relatively high at this point. So that's saying a lot that everyone kind of met or exceeded that. That being said, tonight's jobber of the night, it's my boys, Chase U. The reason being, they trusted Rich Holland. That's it. You shouldn't have done it. I said from the start that Rich Holland needed to get away, that they needed to push him far, far away. And, even though it may have appeared on the NXT live shows here that I was starting to believe, Rich Holland, I can assure you, dear viewers, that I was not fully tricked by that foul, despicable, awful, rude, cruel, violent man, Rich Holland. But so chase you for trusting Rich for this long and for getting caught in his predictable trap. You're my jobbers of the night. Sorry, guys. Hopefully you can exact some revenge and get one back up on Rich. There's like a bunch of y'all in one of him. So there's really no excuse that you don't just exact a lot of swift chase you justice. And also he should be expelled from the university. I think that goes without saying. But from there, we will hop into tonight's NXT No Mercy Megastar of the Night. And tonight's Megastar, actually got a couple on here because got just a lot happened here tonight. One, Giulia. Hell of a pop. The crowd was excited and ready. We were ready. To come here and absolutely waste some people. But we were ready. The crowd was ready. We were all just chomping at the bit. We knew she was on her way and just hella excited that she is here. Like I said, one hell of a pop, and I'm just excited. They're treating her like a star right out the gate, and that's what they need to do with her. That's how you do this. She is a star, and that's what you want to present her as from the jump, and they're going to do a good job of that, and I look forward to it. Also tonight, he wasn't in on a match officially. He was a referee, but Trick Williams. Because even though, Trick's been kind of out of that main event title picture, he's, adjacent to it, obviously, but he's not really been, grappling for it. The response this man gets is just otherworldly. The entire audience blows up for him, and this was an arena full of people. And we had some DSR family in the house tonight, and we have it confirmed that his reaction and pop is just astronomically huge. So I also have to give credit where credit's due for Trick Williams for being able to maintain that level of popularity when you're not really in that slot of position. So obviously, sky's still the limit for Trick. But guys, gosh, I mean, other than that, I really just want to say, bell to bell, top to bottom, can the entire card be a megastar? I don't really know if I can get away with that. But I loved this show. I wish I had more thumbs to give it up. But I've only got the two, guys. I've only got the two. But, fantastic card from start to finish. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you do. And, folks, I want to inform you and let you know that if you enjoyed what you saw here this evening, even though it was just me by myself, and thank the wrestling gods, it's not usually just me by myself, and I appreciate you sticking with me even when it is. But guys, we don't do this just for NXT PLEs. That'd be weird if we did. I mean, I'd still do it, but it'd be odd. We here at Dirt Sheet Radio, since professional wrestling never stops, Dirt Sheet Radio is always on, and we are here giving you live post-show coverage pretty much every night of the week. We are here every Monday night breaking down Raw. We are here Tuesday nights for NXT, Wednesday nights for AEW Dynamite, Thursday nights for our sibling show over there, TNA Impact. Friday nights were made for SmackDown. And guys, if you're around on a Sunday and you want to catch up on all the goings on down at Developmental's Developmental, check out CJ and Tyler's NXT Level Up Adventure. Every single Sunday we are live breaking it down and always hitting a deep dive or two on NXT. Today we discussed this week's Level Up and previewed and gave our predictions for this evening's No Mercy PLE. Hey, also, if you're up really late on Wednesday nights and you want to listen to something really wicked cool, check out the Dirt Sheet Radio flagship podcast live, super duper late on Wednesday nights. They do it after the Dynamite post show, guys, so it's late. But if you're like me and you're not really a night owl anymore and you got to be up early, just check it out in the mornings on Thursday like I do. It's a little easier that way. And also on Sundays, 3NT live every single Sunday. I say this every time, but that is the sharpest graphic in all of professional wrestling. That is I can't imagine the pixel count on that thing. It's got to be huge. But check out the 3NT guys every single Sunday going live. I think Danny Ocean did a live watch along today of NXT No Mercy. So if you weren't watching that live, go check that out too. It never stops. Is that real? Is that for real? Is this a real thing?
That is a real thing.
Hell yes! Oh, fuck yeah. The 1999 WCW Spring Stampede cast with Mac and Nick. Coming very soon to your screens and ear holes, ladies and gentlemen. So brace yourselves and be ready for that. Folks, real quick before we're out of here, obviously I told you everything we're doing here at Dirt Sheet Radio. I am Tyler, the Pro Wrestling Hipster, at PW Hipster over on Instagram and Twitter. I don't do a lot there. It's mostly spooky shit on Twitter, and I just kind of get pictures spooky shit on Instagram, and I just get pictures off of Twitter. Facebook, though, the Pro Wrestling Hipster over on Facebook. You can find me there, doing cool stuff with Dirt Sheet Radio, obviously, and making memes and whatnot, and just generally, being a menace to social media. But guys, thank you so much. Tuning in. I appreciate it. Molly Holly here appreciates it. Have a wonderful night. We will be back live again tomorrow night for Monday.